Was good, yeah. Tomorrow all of us get access to Myca, so what can she do? That is exactly what we'll be going over in this video. And furthermore, for those worrying about having to sell their A5 epics or anything they like, she's going to be a permanent fusion, so even if it takes you longer, feel free to keep your epics, summon more, and then whenever you are ready for it, fuse her. So, honestly, if you're looking for a showcase of her skills, just isolated, I have a video on that one, as well as with someone called Lucius. So if you're curious about what Lucius can do, feel free to watch that video. If not, let's get straight into it. So, gear-wise, how would I recommend all of you building her? If we take a look at a quick skill, we just have the references, and that is every time Blazing Plume is triggered, which triggers every 4 basic attacks normally or every 2 in ultimate, she gains 12% increased crit damage, stacking up to 5 times. So your best option is either going with triple attack percent on the right side, or double attack percent. Also, again, more of a focus towards double attack percent if you can guarantee a Dolores being on the field, and if there's no Dolores on the field, going with triple attack is the very best. As you can see, we have a very ridiculous build right here because we really want to see her to her fullest potential. Because what we're looking at here is almost, or basically 300% attack, 300 attack speed, 100% crit rate, and then 150% crit damage, finishing it off with the Spirit Siphon. Now, how are we going to get her awakenings? I'm pretty certain it's gonna be the same way with Abomination, so she should be added into the normal pool, so you'll be able to pull copies of her, but she'll also, as her first copy, she'll be a fusion. How good are her awakenings, and is there anything you should really go for? When attacking enemies with the shield, increases attack speed by 150 for 5 seconds. Is alright, but at the end of the day, if you build her properly, you're going to have a high level of attack speed anyway, and then the curve is just not going to be as rapid increase. So if you can't build any attack speed on her, this would be amazing, but as soon as you have a bit of attack speed, it's not going to be as important anymore. A2, 300 attack is always nice. A3, Conflagration guarantees a crit hit. Also, again, kind of more of a mid-game / early game awakening, because you really want to build him with 100% crit anyway. Then we have 5% penetration, nice increase to damage all around. And then during the ultimate, the trigger chance of Conflagration increases to 100%. That is actually something that is going to be quite helpful. So basically what that A5 does is increases the talent chance from 50 to 100%, which should technically double the damage you gain from Conflagration, because Conflagration deals 300% magic damage and then increased damage based on the burning stacks, and that is also going to increase with obviously you getting more Conflagrations. 2 things in advance though, for those thinking about using her in Faction Trial. Keep in mind that even though she does shield damage, she still has normal marksman range, which means she'll only be able to hit from this tile right here, this one right here. And furthermore, the boss has ridiculously high magic resistance. So actually trying to make her work there is going to be more difficult than I thought. Or, I mean, it's technically I kind of expected it to be, right? But expect her to not magically clear the Infernal Faction Trial stages, so you can probably use her to clear the bottom lane or the side lanes, but not necessarily deal with the boss. You can see it on the magic resistance here. And then secondly, I wanted to show off a bit of Gear Dungeon 2, right? Gear Dungeon 2. Issue with that is, let me see, and oh, your gear storage is full. Sell some gear first. Yeah, so what ended up happening is that the developers thought, oh, it would be a good idea to just give us a bunch of ancient gear so we can start making more builds and whatnot. So at the moment I'm double full. I'm 1,150 pieces over. So to clear that out, and especially not to throw away any pieces that will prove useful later down the line, that's going to take a while. Which means after this lengthy introduction, we'll be going over two pieces of content. And those 2 pieces of content in question are going to be Guild Boss and Arena. I'll see to actually clearing out the gear and then giving you a comparison between her and Hex for Gear Dungeon 2. And furthermore, I'll try my very hardest to actually pull another Setrum on here, because we are looking at an A5 Setrum and it's hard to compare an A5 to A0. So I gotta have, I already tried it a bit, but yeah, we gotta pull a second Setrum and then we can compare her versus Setrum in like a separate video, I guess. So yeah, on to Guild Boss. Alright, so on to Guild Boss 1. So synergy wise, we're using Ajax because he provides magic res reduction and all of her damage dealers are doing magic damage. And Anai because she provides a lot of burns that synergize well with the configuration. Kind of same with Zillitu. Zillitu also provides burns. Furthermore, she's a ground unit and that's rather crucial because we're having a lot of platform units here. And then Twinfiend, because Twinfiend is someone you can easily play outside of Dolores range and he's not really going to get hurt by it all that much. So let's go through the gear real quick. Because Twinfiend is outside of Dolores range, he runs a massive 300% attack, then 200 attack speed, 100 crit rate, 180% crit damage, as well as, okay, let's not use this one. We might as well give him a 25 tier Twilight. Next off we have Zillitu. Zillitu comes in with around 220% attack, 324 attack speed, so she can get more attacks out during ultimate. 100% crit rate and then close to 200% crit damage, topped off with the ramp tier because we're going to play her in the second row. Then Myca, star of the show, we're running her in around 250% attack, 300 attack speed, 100% crit rate and then 184% crit damage with the Spirit Siphon at 25. Ajax comes in with again also high attack, so around 300%, 100% crit rate, 140% crit damage, as well as a tier of Twilight because he's going to be outside of ult range from Laurel, and in general he's not really going to do all that much. Then we have Anai. Anai comes in with again around 210-220% attack, over 200 attack speed, 100% crit rate, 375% crit damage, like a lot of crit damage, and then a tier of Twilight. And then your usual candidates. So Rage Regen Hollow in an Invigoration set with a Euphoric Orb. Your Volker in tanky gear with Invigoration set. Same goes over here, tanky gear Invigoration set. We're not going to keep her on the field all that long though. Then your standard Dolores, so high attack, high Rage Regen, and Keen Wisdom. That's honestly all about all you need for your Dolores. And then Mary. Mary is going to be running just really high attacks, but you could put her into a morale set or even an invigoration set, but it really shouldn't make all that much of a difference, so you can technically definitely push the numbers. Awakening wise, we have the A1 on Twinfiend because it's just so crucial, and then every one of the legendaries besides Volker is running at A0. Obviously, if you had, for example, A1, A2, A3, A4, A5 Anai, she would be performing a lot better. And yeah, let's have a look at how Myca performs in this kind of team composition. And let's get straight into it. Now, the reason why we have Mary is just so we have someone to swap in while Volker and Laurel are on cooldown. So yeah, here we go. So first off, we'll be just bringing her in, giving her invigoration, bringing Anai in, giving her some invigorations, then Dolores, Ajax, Zillitu, invigoration, Twinfiend. Alright, so at this point we'll be just triggering our ultimates from her because we can, especially early on, and here we'll be waiting for around 78% to trigger Twinfiend Zillitu, then put in a hollow, and then Dolores should be ready before Twinfiend's ultimate triggers. Perfect. And as soon as that happened, we can take out Laurel, put in Mary for that beautiful permanent vulnerability. Obviously it's not nearly as effective because we are running a Twinfiend at A1 that it also provides invulnerability, but it's still a really good character to swap in for some rather consistent damage. So here we can ult again. We should be able to ult with Dolores. Ult with our Myca, the Blazing Phoenix. And there's no point in bringing Dolores in not with a 20-second cooldown right there. So we ult with Zillitu, ult with Twin Fiend. Bring in Ajax. And then it's time for Mary to go. So Mary out, Laurel in, Rage on, Volker in, ult from Twin Fiend, ult from Dolores. Here we can fast forward time a bit. And then again Myca ult. I don't really think there's particularly all that much purpose to saving up Myca's ultimates. We might be saving it up for the last shield though, to really maximize her shield destroying capabilities. Though honestly I feel like her shield destroying effect is more of a guild boss progression help really. Alright, so Volker, we triggered her ultimate so we can take her out already. Zillitu we'll pretty much trigger as soon as possible because we're regenerating her rage with the Laurel comp. And then right here we can again go in with Twin Fiend, activate Ajax because why not. And then here there's no real point for Mary because Laurel is almost ready again. So here we go to 100. Bring in Laurel, take her out, use Twin Fiend, bring in Mary. And then sure, as soon as the ultimate is triggered, we might even get some value on top of the shield. So this has been the second shield. For the third shield, we'll actually save. We'll actually try to save Myca's ultimate, let her do a bit of damage against the shield, and then hopefully come in with the Twin Fiend Zillitu ultimate after the shield's already finished. So far we're looking like we're on a rather decent way towards 50k. And again, it's time for Mary to go. Laurel to come in. Now the big question, with who do we ult? That's the other show. We should be able to ult with Myca here. We still have 30 seconds left for all of them to be ready. And I guess by the time the shield pops up, we don't even really need to use Volker anymore. We can just wait it out and place Mary in again. And also look at all those burn stacks, man. That's a lot of burns. I'm counting 8. That is quite a lot. So here we can ult with Twin Fiend again. Bring in Mary. And then yeah, we didn't time it all that well on the shield, but she should still be able to do a bunch of shield damage here. And then Mary has to go with Laurel coming in. Insta ults. Yeah, the Twin Fiend ult is a bit bad. I should actually waited until Zillitu was ready again. So there was kind of a waste of damage there. Especially because there really isn't a benefit to ulting with Twin Fiend if your Zillitu isn't ulting. Here we can get our vulnerability, so time for her to go. Use Twin Fiend. Might as well use Ajax. And yeah, then we're already closing in on 50, but it is going to be rather close. Here we can once more go pretty hard on ultimates. Bring her in for the last bit, the Mary for that permanent vulnerability. And then yeah, we're looking quite decent. 50k is in reach, but that also should be expected with kind of this lineup of units. Obviously, you're going to see more of a result if you're replacing Anai with just your Hex. But now I'm quite curious. Let's have a look at the damage dealt and let's see how much of an impact did she actually have. 98 million. Now that is pretty good. I gotta admit that is pretty good. I rather expected to see something closer to like 80 million. So 98 million for her being A0 and not necessarily used all that much on the sheet. That is pretty strong. So 98 million, I'm really happy with her performance here, I gotta admit. So at least for Gitbo, she seems like a very solid hero and might even for some be a really good replacement for Setram. Especially for the fact that she is magic focused, so if you're building a team that synergizes all around magic damage, you're really going to get your value out of her. Alright, here we are for the single target arena, and my predictions for her are going to be, she's going to be able to be used quite well. She should be a replacement you can use in most teams. She should also function rather effectively as like a standalone unit, but she's not gonna be meta defining. She's not gonna be that crazy challenger against, for example, the Praetus or the Vol'dran teams. So the team we went with is again going to be rather simple: high attack, then some attack speed, 100% crit rate, and then crit damage. Twinfiend with his 2F Twilight. Her in again high attack speed, high crit, or rather low crit damage. Spirit Siphon. Same kind of goes for Zillitu with the high attack speed, 100% crit rate, and rather low-ish crit damage. Then Ram tier, even though we could probably swap out the Ram tier for something else if we really wanted to take this seriously. So let's go with the Wailing Skull. Then we have this man over here, Gluttony. Gluttony is in a high rage region, high HP set. That's about it, with the Lunacy Visor. And then we got Hollow. Hollow is in an invigoration set with high rage region. And obviously Euphoric Orb. So yeah, honestly, I don't know. She's gonna perform quite well. This team is going to be able to easily hold out until like the last wave against the Drill Master. A big issue with the test server is that you can't really test against any meta arena defenses unless we content creators do actually come together and try to set those up. But that is definitely going to take like a dedicated effort to do so. So for the beginning, we'll just start off with Gluttony right here. Gluttony also works rather well because he has that added healing from himself and then from his artifact. So he'll be able to hold out until the very end. And here with the 12 cost, we can already go in with Myca. So here, for the start of the second wave, we are then going to activate the ultimate. And if we check out the monster manual, yeah, you can see there's not really going to be a difference for defense and magic rest. But it's still, I don't know why, but it still kind of feels like magic damage is preferred in comparison to physical damage, especially when it comes down to like the later waves. But yeah, you could have also waited a bit with the ultimate there. But pretty solid clearance of that wave, especially with Gluttony being back up. And then the next one is going to be pretty much Zillitu's job. And from here on out, it's pretty much just using the ultimates at the right time. We're also going to be bringing in Twinfiend. He's not really going to be super necessary, but he's still going to be a nice part, especially because he also provides these nice stat bonuses. So Twinfiend goes in here. We can again activate her ultimate at this point, clear the wave out there, and then use Twinfiend to deal with the... we're going to actually wait one enemy because I know Gluttony can't actually one-shot those. So we could have gone with the Twinfiend a bit earlier there. So 15, 16, 17... Hollow comes in, Hollow covers every single unit. None of those should be in any danger of dying. And then for the next wave, we just started off with the Zillitu Twinfiend combo and then use Hollow to regenerate some rage. Yeah, so I don't really know too much about the effectiveness, but if you're looking for a single target damage unit and if you're struggling because you don't have a Hex or a Sealers or something the like she's definitely going to be very, very beneficial. And is it already been it? No, that's only wave 7, which means we're one wave away from actually clearing this out completely, which is about as much as we can do with this super trainer, arena master, whatever dude, right? And then lastly here, we'll just wait for that guy to die and then use Twin Fit on the last one. Unless there's 4, which there isn't. So, this is your single target arena approach. Do I see her in any other arena? No, I do not. And what could you say about her in general? To be honest, I feel like she's strong enough to be a very solid hero to give away to everyone. She's going to help people, especially for those of you struggling in the chapter 9s or in Void Rift. She's going to be a very, very solid hero you can just place down and have her take care of business. And the main reason for that is also right here in her skills, even though it doesn't say it at the moment, which should be changed. She ignores 50% of the enemy's defense, which should be magic resistance. So she's also going to be able to even hit against bosses or against targets that have like a really, really high ceiling. Overall, what is my rating? I would say a very, very solid fusion.